Really?
There was nothing there for what?
So like some Diddy type shit?
Diddy white parties weren't the Diddy. I'm afraid to even.
We ain't talking about no white party.
You're afraid to acknowledge you've been to the Diddy parties.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I've been to the Diddy white parties. I've been to Diddy's birthday parties. I wasn't at Diddy.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah. If it were just him, it would be sad. It would be very unfortunate. But I use the word scary because I get the impression, to put it kindly, that his life ain't the only life that's going to be affected. That they ain't after him just to get him. You got Homeland Security involved. You got the feds involved. I got news for you. They ain't coming just for him. They coming for a whole bunch of it.
Get ready, because the gossip is sizzling. Rumor has it that some shocking footage from Diddy's famous white parties has just surfaced, and it's causing a major stir. We're talking about drama that's so wild, it's got people completely stunned. I can't share all the details yet, but let's just say what happens at Diddy's parties isn't staying there anymore. This isn't just another celebrity scandal, it's the kind of mess that could ruin careers and wreck reputations. Diddy's been hosting these all-white events for years, but this new footage is turning everything upside down. People are already asking if Diddy's entire empire is on the verge of falling apart.
I've never made anything.
Yeah, let's have another shot.
No, let's have another shot. I'm in.
We need to treat our guests the right way.
Let's give them shots too. Come on.
No, this is me and you.
All right, I need a shot.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
Shot,
this
bro.
mine? Okay.
Yeah, I just have to think. It's all together. Me and you. Eyes.
Let's do it. Spilling it all over.
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my bag?
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No.
I like that.
You know, I'll be practicing. I got.
Yeah, there you go. Got your note.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go with that one.
See where I look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because it seems like a thing.
I miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh, man.
Eyes.
We all thought we had a good sense of what went down at Diddy's white parties, right? Well, this new footage is completely changing the game. It's got people wondering, was the all-white theme just a cover for something much darker? Let's take a quick look back. Diddy's been throwing these iconic all-white parties since the 90s, and they've always been the most sought-after invites in town for celebs and influencers. Imagine a crowd of beautiful people in pristine white, sipping champagne, and mingling with A-list stars. These parties were the definition of luxury, where careers were launched, deals were made, and Instagram feeds got their ultimate glow-up. But now, that perfect image might be gone faster than a stain on a white shirt. This new footage spreading like wildfire is revealing a much messier side to those parties than anyone expected. Publicists are scrambling, and lawyers are frantically calling their clients.
Numbers.
Because anybody that was associated with him are going to be considered suspect. I'm not saying any names because I ain't trying to do that to anybody. I'm not wishing that on anybody. But what I'm saying to you is that when you are associated with a figure that is being accused of the multitude of egregious acts that he has been accused of, sex trafficking, racketeering, drug use, prostitution, flying folks across state lines and all of this other stuff, yo. But I'm telling you right now, anytime the feds are coming your way, they're not coming just for you. There's lessons to be peeled from all of this. Be careful about the enemies that you crop up. Be careful about people that have a target on your back. The people you've alienated, you've infuriated. Think about the people he's done business with. Think about the money involved. Think about how it would have been in folks' best interest to shut the hell up and never say anything. Yet somehow, some way, this stuff evidently was going on for years, according to the feds. And almost nobody said anything.
Did you ever go to a Diddy party?
Yes.
And what was it like?
A Diddy party?
Is it like
Off-
what they have in the media or
off the hook?
Off the hook.
And whenever they went into the quote unquote alleged other section,
Yeah.
I was never there.
You were gone. You were gone.
That's like, I think in general, getting away from Diddy, and God bless him and whatever else he's dealing with. I don't beat people while they're down. That's just not who I am character-wise. No one can erase his legacy. Bad Boy Records and Faith Evans and Biggie and Craig Mack and 112 and Total and I mean mogul. I mean, I don't know what all that other is going on or allegedly, but man, legacy is legacy, man. Surviving Neverland.
Diddy's holiday plans are making headlines, but there's also a growing debate about whether Jamie Foxx and TD Jakes were poisoned. Let's break it all down quickly. First up, Diddy's Christmas. Despite his net worth being estimated at $400 million, it's been steadily declining. He might be in for a tough holiday this year in Brooklyn's MDDC area. According to reports, his Christmas plans include a mix of games and sports, like dominoes, basketball, and soccer. For Christmas dinner, Diddy will be enjoying a spread with dinner rolls, cranberry sauce, roasted Cornish hen, macaroni and cheese, and a seasonal dessert. On another note, there's a major trial coming up for Combs 55. Expected.
Yeah, man, this asshole has said to me one time, he said, Big Gene, they not mad at you for talking about Puff. They said they mad at you because you got more famous or you got more known than they are for talking about Puff. They not mad at me for talking about Puff. They mad to the fact that people has gotten to know me because I was talking about Puff. So they hating on that. But in fact, because they know Puff wouldn't piss on them if they was on fire, bro. They know Puff wouldn't piss on them if they was on fire. Now maybe if they had baby oil on them, he probably would, but he would piss on them if they was on fire. They getting mad and saying all this crazy shit when all I really wanted was justice for Big and the people around us that dealt with him. They gonna continue to take shots at me. I've already seen this, man. But like I tell people all the time, I'm 10 times the normal, man. I'm not worried about what they say. What I look like, man, talking about some nigga coming at me, talking about my manhood. He look halfway like a cockeyed squirrel, and he just talking crazy out his mouth for views because right now, my name is hotter than fish grease. What I look like talking with these cats out here, you understand, who was one-hit wonders. What I look like going at these cats and going back and forth with them, man. I did what I was supposed to do. I raised my kids. My girls graduated from college. I did what I was supposed to do as a man. I'm out here telling stories, bruh. I'm telling stories of my life. I'm telling stories of what I've seen. I'm telling stories of some of the things of what I heard. And they out here mad and upset. Like they got a problem. It's crazy, man. But you got to realize this. What we have done, and you're responsible for this too, right here on the Art of Dialogue show. You birthed a lot of these YouTube channels. You gave them content to go back and talk about. Because without me on your show, and without you giving this show, a lot of them wouldn't have no content. That's my own personal feeling. That's not the feeling of the Art of Dialogue. That's not the feeling of this TV program. That's my own personal feeling. And yo, let me tell you something. A lot of these rappers that's hating and talking that bullshit, I either helped them some kind of way. Do you hear me? When they peoples was home, when they had to get passes for their parolees for parole, or they needed somebody to call in and talk to their parole officer, I was the dude who did that. But you gotta watch who you help.
Getting so much attention. People are talking about him playing football, participating in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and even a big spades competition. These events are being covered by media outlets like TMZ and international outlets in Denmark. Now, let's address the growing discussion online, especially on Reddit. Some people believe TD Jakes might have been poisoned, possibly by someone close to him or someone connected to Diddy. While this idea sounds strange and unlikely to me, there are some who think it's possible, considering Diddy's history and his connections. For context, there's speculation about Diddy and TD Jakes working together earlier this year. According to court records in the case involving Lil Rodney, TD Jakes was supposed to help Diddy revamp his public image, turning him into a more devout Christian. This seems to have never happened. Interestingly, TD Jakes hasn't followed through on his part of the deal, and it's left Diddy in the lurch. Why did Jakes leave him hanging when no other big names came to Diddy's aid? This whole situation is raising some eyebrows, and it's worth paying attention to how things—
remember, this is Diddy career really started like 91, 92. A lot of us wasn't even educated about the music business then. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, even the Locks, they was kids. You know what I'm saying? Mace was a kid. If you look back at Biggie and Tupac right now, they died at 25.
Right.
They, to us now, they look like kids, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people got robbed because they didn't know the business. A lot of people with Bad Boys succumb to the dark side of the industry, right? The same stuff that Diddy's, they alleging now with the parties, the drugs, the sex.
Right.
A lot of people fell victim to that, right? Because that was their lifestyle. Now, when we was younger, we wasn't paying attention. But if you go and you look at the Big Papa video, the lead woman or the lead guy in that is a transgender, right?
I'm gonna look it up as you say that.
Yeah, you can.
So you more so, and we could be somewhat candid. You more so just alluding to like the accusations of Diddy being like into homosexual lifestyles.
Yeah.
That energy of hip hop that has always been seen as taboo, and we could never verify it because none of us were on the inside.
Right. Well, I was.
But I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you, so you've seen this firsthand.
Yeah, I've never seen like orgy, but Diddy has hit on me at Steve Rifkin's house. Everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it until I really paid attention and looked around at my surroundings. I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
That sounds like Exhibit's story, because Exhibit had a story like that. They went to Miami.
No, but he went to a club.
Right.
I went to Steve Rifkin's house.
Right.
It was after a BET Awards, we went to an after party.
Right.
Me, Lil' Kim, Hillary Weston, who was Lil' Kim's manager.
Okay.
At the time. And we go to the after party. We run into Diddy, and Diddy tells us to come meet him at. He tells them, not me. He tells Kim and them, they'll come meet me at Steve Rifkin house, and we all go over to Steve Rifkin house. And while we there,
take Jay-Z, for example. He and Diddy used to have those Rock Nation breakfasts together, but now? Not a single word from Jay-Z in support of Diddy. In fact, no one is stepping forward to back him, especially without court records to back up any claims. TD Jakes, who was supposed to help Diddy change his image and bring him closer to the church, has clearly not followed through on that plan. The goal was to get Diddy involved in the church and put him in front of figures like Tyler Perry. We all saw that sermon where Tyler Perry gave TD Jakes money, and they performed together. It was a big public moment, making people think about what Diddy's role might have been in a similar situation, possibly even getting baptized in front of an audience. This could have been a chance for people to forgive Diddy for past mistakes. However, the situation feels like religious washing, using religion to cover up past wrongs. Diddy and TD Jakes' relationship seems to have soured since May, when they were supposed to make this change happen. Diddy, clearly frustrated with how things turned out, might have taken matters into his own hands, much like what could have happened with Jamie Foxx.
It's fun. It is fun. Everybody in white.
Yeah, it sounds like a great party.
It is.
From all
I
I
went
could tell.
one time, and I've had my experience.
Okay,
I'm good.
Really?
There was nothing there for what?
So like some Diddy type shit?
Diddy white parties weren't the Diddy. I'm afraid to even.
We ain't talking about no white party.
You're afraid to acknowledge you've been to the Diddy parties.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I've been to the Diddy white parties. I've been to Diddy's birthday parties. I wasn't at Diddy after dark. I was at
people
the
act like
party.
I'm crazy when I say, I would have gone to the Diddy party. Because number one, up until a couple months ago, it did not have this reputation that there was all this seedy stuff happening.
No.
Everybody.
It always had the reputation.
Really?
That's a fact. What?
Really?
You don't notice how?
I mean, I just have never heard that.
And your homosexuality radar is much more sensitive than most people.
What do you mean homosexuality?
You're
radar?
like really concerned
Who's
with making
talking
sure
about-
that you're not accidentally pulling up on a gay orgy.
Who's talking about homosexual?
He's trying to mix in.
I'm not
the
talking
allegations
about
that Diddy had.
homosexuality. Right?
Zestiness, whatever you want to call it.
No. It's just the party, right? It gets to a certain time at his parties where if you showed up there at 11 o'clock, by 3 o'clock, you're probably not remembering how you showed up at 11 o'clock.
When you
Shit
go to a
goes
big
on.
fancy celebrity party, to the limited extent that I've done this, I would assume the freak-offs are taking place in, the master bedroom, in a different nook of this. Like the part where everybody else
This ain't
is.
no master
The last
bedroom
time I saw you was at French's house.
I know, and I assume there were some freak-offs taking place, but it was out of the line of sight of the average person at the party.
But see, when you go to Diddy's party, well, let me say this. Maybe there's different access. I'm in the backyard. I don't go in the house.
Right.
Wait, what have you always heard me say?
What?
We don't leave the backyard.
Yeah, stay in the backyard.
We don't go in the house.
But up until a couple months ago, if Diddy had come up to me and said, "Hey, we got to go in back. I'm going to show you something."
Well,
I would have said, "Let's go, Puff, yeah."
But and then what if it had showed you something?
In all fairness, let me say
Might
this.
have to take a look.
In all fairness, all fairness.
Not if there's any like unwilling participants or anything, but if he said, "Hey, check this out," I'm gonna say, "Oh shit."
In all fairness, I have been in the house when the parties have been happening, like not in the back rooms or like that, and I've not seen anything crazy.
Right.
I can't find it on my Snapchat, but I do have a video where Cassie and everybody just dancing, having a great time. I don't know what was going on in that house.
First of all, in Diddy's defense, I've never seen or heard of anybody being manipulated or forced to do shit. If you pulled up,
never heard that
you
either.
pulled up for your reasons.
Now, I had a friend who told me years ago, like 3 years ago, we were literally having dinner in New York, and he goes, "Hey, man," because he used to be a Sean John model. I'm like, "Yo, so we were talking about modeling, the modeling industry, and we used to do this thing where we would get together. He's straight, I'm gay. We would get together with a small group of us, and we would just eat and just gossip. It really is what it was." And he said, "Man, I've seen the craziest shit in this game, bro." He goes, "One time, I was chilling, and I got a call that Puff wanted me to come over. This is all allegedly. He says 3 years ago. Wanted me to come over, pull up. I pulled up, and yo, he wanted me to like play with Cassie's pussy and this, this. And he would sit there and film it and he was playing with himself. And in my mind, you know what I said? You're a clout chasing, lying, manipulative. Oh my God, I can't trust. I literally stopped hanging out with him.
Believe all victims.
No, I literally, no.
Not all, but.
But was he a victim?
No, he was consenting. So that's what I'm saying to your point.
Yeah, if Puff calls me, I want you to fuck this hot ass chick.
But this is all allegedly. But at the time when he said it, I really thought he was just crazy being a clout chaser.
That's his thing, though.
And then full circle, I had to go. I had to call him. I went back to New York for something. I pulled up on him and I said, I'm sorry. Because what he said lined
Can
up.
I ask you a question? This is real shit.
Because that's the exact shit from her lawsuit, yeah.
Right. Adam, this is, actually both of y'all, I think y'all, like, everybody has their thing, whatever it is. If Diddy's thing is to get willing participants to fuck his girl or whoever it may be while he watches, that's his thing.
And it's not.
You can have your personal opinion about it. There's other people out there that's their thing. You have your thing, right? You do porn, that's your thing, right? So I don't look at Diddy I don't say he's a weirdo, right?
Well, it's all the other stuff that makes him a weirdo, right?
I will say the overly abusive shit.
Yeah, the abusive stuff, yeah.
I don't got nothing to say about whatever the fuck he was doing with willing participants. I don't give a fuck who, long as they're of age